Hey guys, it's Rob from Hypop and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the brand new Godox DP400 Mark III. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. Hit the notification bell to be updated of any new content we release. Drop a like in this video if it's helped you in any way. Leave a comment down in the comment section, your thoughts, or if you have any questions about the Godox DP400 III. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Hypop and visit our website, hypop.com.au. Let's get into it. So I've got with me the brand new DP400 Mark III, the Studio Flash here. We've actually received a request to unbox and review this, so here it is. We've also done a full review and comparison with all of Godox's flash strobes, all their current models. So I'll link that up above and also in the description down below. We go through all the different models available and also compare them, which one's sort of the better option depending on your budget, also features and things like that. Feel free to actually look at that video. So we've got the DP400 Mark III here. And what you can actually see on the box here, it's actually the DP600 Mark III that's shown and it's displayed. It shows it on the side there for the branding, but it is the DP400 Mark III because over here we can actually see the barcode at the bottom here. It has DP400 Mark III. They're pretty much just using the same box for all the different models. It saves them having to make different boxes, I'm assuming. Here we go, let's open it up and have a closer look at what's included. Now, firstly at the top here, we've got the manual and also just the warranty card. There's also the modeling lamp. So this modeling lamp here is the E27 modeling lamp, and the flash itself, and also just their standard IEC cable or a kettle cord. I've got the DP400 III mounted onto a stand here. So going through some of the physical features, firstly, you've got a handle on the back here. So that's great for adjusting the actual flash. At the front here, what you'll see is firstly, it's a Bowens mount, and there's also the standard round flash tube. You have a little mounting point for the E27 modeling lamp, which was included. So this is just a standard screw feeding bulb. And what you can see on the front mount here is the actual mount itself is external to the actual body. It's a bit further out. That means that it's going to feel your lighting modifier a lot more. On top of that, you got the unlock mount here. That releases your Bowens mount. You've also got a few laser cut points here around the actual front of the flash, and that helps with heat dissipation. Now, in terms of the mounting bracket, it's actually improved as well. So having seen a lot of Godox's previous model flashes, this component that mounts directly to the stand is typically made from plastic, which isn't great because with a lot of wear and tear, especially if you're using your flash a lot, that'll sort of just get damaged over time. But this component now is made from metal, and there's two mounting points. You actually have a mounting point that's the upright position and also a mounting point at the front here. So that means you can actually mount this onto like a C-stand or a boom stand and use that horizontal position and have the flash pointing down, or it's a lot easier to sort of position your flash. Now the actual mounting point here has a lot of movement in it. It can't go all the way down just like that because it's restricted by the body. So you can point it downwards in that upright position. And you can actually swivel it almost 180 degrees pointing upwards. But if you are utilizing that horizontal position there, if you wanted to point it down even further, you'd use that mounting point at the bottom there. So you'd mount it just like that. And then that way you can actually position your light pointing downwards. So if that's on a C-stand, that's a lot more convenient to use. On the side of the actual mount, there's an umbrella mounting point as well. So that's if you're just using a standard umbrella modifier. Now on the back, you've got the plug for the IEC cable, and you've also got a little fuse compartment at the top there. So that fuse compartment houses the actual fuse that's being used as well as a spare fuse. And on the top, you've got the IR port. So that IR port there is for optical triggering. If you're going to be using another flash in a group of flashes, you can set one to master, and that will sense that one of the flashes has gone off. And pretty much trigger instantaneously. To avoid any connectivity issues or having to rely on the optical triggering, you'd best use a X trigger, one of Godox's X triggers. We've unboxed and sort of compared the different X triggers available, including the X1, the X2, and the X Pro. So if you want to take a closer look at that, we'll link it up above. Now on the back, you've got some more sort of cutouts here at the top, which helps with heat dissipation once again. And you've got this nice big display. You've got a LCD screen there and then a few buttons. Having these buttons here, a lot of them have single features. So this one here is wireless, there's group channel, there's modeling lamp, there's custom function, And there's also S1, S2 for slave mode, and also audio or the beep. And you've got the test button, as well as the on-off switch, and also a USB port there. So that USB port's if you're using legacy triggers such as the FT16 set or the XT16 sets. So some people have those triggers and receiver sets from previous models, including the the first DP model and also the DP Mark II. So it's good to see that you can still use those triggers, the older triggers, with this. Now you've got that big dial at the bottom there, and that dial also presses down, so that's when you're selecting options too. We'll go through the menu shortly. Now, apart from that, this particular flash has 4 different models available. You've got the 400 watt model, you've got the 600 watt, 800, and also the 1000 watt. So there's a big range there to choose from, depending on the type of studio space you'll be filling. Now, this particular flash is AC mains powered only. It doesn't have any battery pack or anything like that comes with it or is available. You can most definitely get some sort of power pack, an external one that, from a different brand. I know Godox have made one previously, which is called the L-800X, and that will help battery operate some of these mains powered flashes. But essentially, it's made and built to be a mains power flash. It's actually a really sort of reasonably priced flash compared to the rest of the range, and it sits at that middle point for Godox's range of flashes. It does have a lot of nice features, including the recycle time. The recycle time is 1 second, which is really fast. Some of their top end with strobe flashes, the battery operated flashes such as the AD400 Pro and the 600 Pro, 1200 Pro, they have really fast recycle times just like that. So if you're wanting to freeze motion, freeze movement, that's a great feature. On top of that, it has power output range of 1/1 to 1/64. So that means you have a lot of stops of intensity there, so you can fine tune that. And it has the built-in receiver. So that means if you're wanting to connect to the X wireless system, you don't actually need to have a separate receiver. It's already built into the flash. The X1, X2, and the X Pro, all you need to do is set the group and channel, and that connects immediately with this particular flash, as well as all of Godox's new range of flashes. Rob from the future here. So we've been receiving quite a few requests to comment on the DP400 Mark III and if it has high-speed sync. And there's nothing on the Godox website, there's nothing in the tech specs or in the manual that specify that it supports high-speed sync up to 1/8000th of a second. So what we've done is gone ahead and actually done the test ourselves. We've got a Sony camera here, as well as an X Pro S for Sony, and we're enabling high-speed sync. So you need to make sure all your devices are high-speed sync compatible. That includes the camera, the trigger itself, and also the flash. Now, there's no modes to enable high-speed sync on the actual flash itself. All you need to do is actually jump into the X Pro trigger here and turn on high-speed sync. So you'd need to press the sync button here on the X Pro trigger. That's the second button here at the top. And then the high-speed sync icon turns on the actual trigger. It actually enables you to jump into these shutter speeds now. So you can see I can go all the way as far as 1/4000th of a second on this camera. If sync was disabled on the trigger, it actually prevents you from going on higher shutter speeds there. So you can see there, it's only going up to 1/160. So enabling that sync speed there jumps up to the maximum for the camera. For this one here, it's 1/4000. Now what we'll do is actually just take a couple of test shots with a little subject over here, just to show that there's no banding with this particular mode, because other studio strobes, if they don't have high speed sync, usually you're capped out at 1/160 or 1/250. So this is just an example to show you that there's no banding going on when we're actually shooting at the higher shutter speeds there. Running through the menu really quickly, firstly we'll turn on the flash there. So you can see the first thing it displays is the wireless signal, the channel. Channel shows the dip switches as well. So if you have a manual trigger, you can actually set the dip switches based on that. You've also got the audible beep, you've got the group, you've got the flash output, and also the intensity of the modeling lamp. Now, you can see that left button here, the wireless button, turns on and off the wireless mode, but you'd leave that on if you're using one of the X triggers. Now the group channel, you can see on a single press, it actually highlights the group there, and you can actually cycle through the groups, A through, I think 9, so there's actually 16 different groups, I believe. And you can actually use the dial to cycle through. You can press down to set, or you can hold down on this and that has the second option, which is channel, and then it highlights the channel. You can go through the different channels, and as mentioned, the dip switch has changed position there. So you've got the modeling lamp button there, and currently it's set to off. So if you wanted to change the modes, there's proportionate, and there's also 100% mode. Now this little icon over here shows that if you actually go ahead and fire the flash, the modeling lamp will turn off. But if you want it always on, all you need to do is just hold it down, and that way when you fire the flash, the modeling lamp doesn't turn off at all. Now you've got a custom function menu here, and when you press that, you've got two options. Firstly is just ID, and you've also got selecting between using either fractions or decimals for your power output. So if you press down on that, it highlights, and that's fractions. Now you can go into decimals, press down, and when you head back into the main menu, press that, you can see it's actually changed over to decimal point there for your power output. So you can go all the way from pretty much 4 to 10 in terms of intensity, and you've got all those different stops in between also. Or when you head back, you can change that back into fractions, just your preference. Now the other option there also is just your ID mode. So ID or function 1 selects the wireless channel ID. So you can press down and go through all the different channel IDs from 0 to 99. And you'd only basically use this if you have other flashes or interference perhaps, because this is using the 2.5 gigahertz wireless transmission. So there are a lot of devices, including your Wi-Fi in most cases, that are using 2.4 gigahertz. We'll turn that modeling lamp off. And also there's the audible beep here. So if you press that button there, the actual icon goes away, and as you're making changes to the flash, or even when it goes off, there's no actual beep anymore. But usually you'd leave that on, especially if you're shooting a subject, because that's a good indicator for them to change pose. It's a good little prompt. Now you've got S1 and S2. So S1, S2, you can see highlights there. And that's if you're using it in slave mode, and that's specifically if you're going to be using it with the optical slave. So if you want to set this as your master, you'd either just leave that off, so that way it's not a slave, and from there you can either set it to slave 1 or slave 2. Now just some of these ports at the bottom here. Firstly is a 3.5mm jack to plug in manual triggers. So if you're not using Godox triggers, you can most certainly use third-party triggers. So if you've got Pocket Wizards or different brands like Cactus, you can actually plug them directly in there as long as you have a 3.5mm jack and you've got the appropriate input on the other end to your trigger. And lastly is just going through that port there, which I mentioned previously, just compatibility with Godox's legacy triggers. So overall, the DP403 is a great studio flash. So if you're after an affordable flash that will get the job done, be available in so many different power output options. So you've got the 400, 600, 800, 1000. And you sort of want that really quick recycle time. That sort of recycle time is seen in the top end flash from Godox, which is the QT402M. And it's got the 1 second recycle time. I think the QT402 is about 0.9, so it just edges it out. But in terms of features, affordability at price point, this is available at $319 or about 320 Australian dollars. It's also available in kits, depending on who you purchase it from. In 2 light kits. That 400 watt power output there is actually perfect for most studio spaces. So if you're shooting in a 3 meter by 3 meter space or a 10 foot by 10 foot space, 400 watts is ideal. You can have this in a 2 light configuration, and then perhaps have a lower intensity light as your backlight, maybe a 200 or a 300 watt. Perfect 3 light setup for that. So overall, it's a great flash, good features, and much recommended in terms of a flash from Godox's range. For more videos just like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be updated of any new video content we release. Drop a like in this video if it's helped you in any way. Leave a comment down in the comment section, your thoughts, or if you have any questions about the DP400 Mark III. Follow us on social media at HiPop and visit our website, hipop.com.au. Thanks for watching.